All right, Pookie, listen up. This is top secret info because over the last 30 days, I've been scaling this newer dropshipping brand that was doing a few $100s a day in sales. And now yesterday, it's doing over $2,000 a day in sales, a clean 10x. And the crazy part about this is I didn't test any new ads. I didn't test any new product page designs. In fact, all I did was change one key element that allowed me to 10x this business relatively overnight. And if you have half a brain and can read a YouTube title to put the context clues together, you probably realize it's because I found my winning offer. And in today's video, I'm going to convince you once and for all why you need to be split testing your offer, and most importantly, how you can do that in a few simple steps so that you can increase your product success rate and most importantly, make more money from every single visitor on your store. So in this video, we're going to be creating winning offers for two completely different products. Starting with this problem-solving leg massager that's going for about $17, and then this flag sweater that's going for about $12. Now, I'd say the first step to crafting a winning offer is understanding what are the different offer structures you can do in the first place. Because the reality is, I would say there's 6 main ones out there, but 90% of dropshippers are way too lazy to do the majority of them and are just going to do this one right here, which is the dreaded, vanilla, boring, missionary percentage off discount of just picking a price and then slapping a compare at price, which is usually going to be 50% off. And I get that that can work in some cases. You know, some people like missionary. I mean, hell, that's like the only position I can actually nut in if I'm being honest, but it's just so common. People see it so often that in a lot of cases, it loses its spark and it's just not that interesting and enticing to your potential customer. Now, the next offer is way more exciting and usually is going to result in a much higher conversion rate, which is doing a BOGO offer. So if you have the margins, which usually if you're selling cheaper products, you can do BOGO a lot more effectively. Like with these glasses, they only cost about $2 a unit. So I could sell, yes, one for $24.99, or I could do two for $29.99, and I still make more money, but that offer is just way more enticing for my customer. Now, there are variations of this offer that other brands do try, like doing a buy two, get one free. Now, I would say in this instance, do people really need 3 airplane travel pillows? Probably not. I don't think that's a great offer for this specific product, but for their other products that are more consumable, where it actually would make sense for people to buy 3 or 5, then yes, I would definitely be open to buy 2, get 1 free, or buy 2, get 2 free. You do see that pretty often. Now, the next offer you can do is the volume discount. I do like this offer as a starting offer just to test the waters and see if people are interested in buying multiples, but it still gives you the option of, yes, having a discount for one, and you can do your 40 or 50% off for buying one, but the most important thing is usually you're going to pre-select buying 2 as the main option so that you can have this little discount of, yeah, 10%, 15, 20%. I'd actually say the way they're executing this offer is a little bit weak of just a 10% discount. Usually I'm going to start with 20% if they buy 2. Now, the next offer makes sense if you don't really have great margins if someone would buy just one of your products. So for instance, with these magnetic lashes, yes, the perceived value on just one pair of lashes is very low. It's $9, $12. So I would actually argue in this case with this brand, I wouldn't even have the buy one option. I would just start with, yes, buy 2, get 1 free, which is technically a buy 1, get 1 variation. I would argue it's more of a bundle deal going on here because, yeah, you're getting these multiples. So if I was this brand, personally, I would just say buy 2 and then save a certain amount. Then the next offer would be buy 4 and get a certain amount off. So a greater discount, and then buy 6 at our highest tiered discount. That's typically what most people will do with bundles if you have a product where people can buy multiple and that makes sense. So with the shower head, the majority of dropshippers are going to sell this as one unit and do a 50% off discount. But I wanted to make the offer more enticing by offering this shower head filter set. So this is basically 3 years worth of filters that someone would get just by taking up my normal offer. So the perceived value is so much greater and it is a much more enticing offer than if I just sold one of the shower head and then had no complimentary product there. All right, quick pause, ladies and gentlemen, because if you want to learn not only this strategy, but all of my latest strategies that I'm using to scale my dropshipping brands from 0 to 100K months so that you can scale your brand from 0 to 1 grand a day in the next 90 days and just shortcut the learning curve and stop wasting all this time and money losing on products that you should have never tested in the first place, then I would recommend getting a one-on-one coach. And the good news is at my one-on-one coaching program, we've just opened a few new spots up for Q4 as we are getting some insane results, and we will personally review your products, your website, your ads, and teach you how to become an elite marketer that can sell any dropshipping product and make it into a winner by the time you are done with the program so that that you can scale from 0 to 1 grand a day within the next 180 days. And if you do not hit that goal for any reason, we will keep coaching you for free until you do. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one and having access to all of my latest strategies and resources, then book a call down below with my team and we'll see if we're the right fit to help you scale. Now, this final offer is something I wouldn't do if I was just testing a product, but if I did have a proven winning product for me right now and I was looking for ways to increase my AOV, then I would consider doing a set. So for instance, Manscaped is probably the best example of this, where all of these products like the Manscaped 5.0 trimmer, this is a product they sell alone, but they also have the full body grooming kit with all their different products, which again, just help you get closer to achieving your desired result. So a lot of people will do this with fitness products where they'll have a waist trainer plus some sort of fitness tee. So all these products work together to get you closer and accelerate your results. And it just is all packed together to increase that perceived value. So now that we know the different offer structures, typically when you're going to test a product, you're going to lean on one of these three main offers, which is buy one, get a free gift, buy one, get one free, or a volume discount to incentivize people to buy more. Now, for our vintage women's sweater product, it's going for $12. And I would say a BOGO offer would make a ton of sense because we have multiple colors. So I could see people wanting both. Now, would I start that as the main offer? I could see that, but I could also see a lot of people that just want to buy one. So I feel like the main two offers we would split test in that case would be a volume discount where they can buy multiple, but they can also buy one. And then another product page where it is a mandatory BOGO offer. You have to get both, or you can choose to buy two of one of the colors. Now, we need to figure out what that starting price point is going to be. So on average, what I would do is see what the price points are when I look this type of products up on Google Shopping. So as we can see, I don't like Amazon, I don't like Etsy. I want to look at actual brands selling these types of products. So we have $30, $45, and I would say the average price point could be anywhere from a few $100s with these vintage sweaters to about $20. So I would say a good range for a product like this would most likely be between that $25 to $75 range. So the next step is I would plug this into my KPI calculator, and I want to make sure that any offer I do, I'm at least getting a 65% gross profit margin, which usually just means I'm able to sell the product for 3x the cost on AliExpress or from whatever supplier I'm using. So in this case, this is a 3x. We have a 69% gross profit margin. So we are hitting all of our goals right here. But if we were to do a BOGO deal, then our COGS would obviously raise to $24, which means if we were to sell this at $79, for instance, as a buy one, get one free, then that would also work as well. All right, so let's do the same process for the calf massager. So this one's very similar. It's going for $50 on HSN. We have some going for $200. This is going for $100. Now I want to find products that are the most similar to the product that I'm selling. And we can see the range here is, I would say, between $50 to $150 for this type of product. So realistically, it's costing me $17 for one unit. And then getting the bundle is $35. So that's an interesting one where I would say for this product, the majority of people are going to take two. So this is going to make sense as a BOGO deal. So at $35 COGS, realistically, that means I'm going to have to try to sell this for 3x, which is that within our average price range. I would say definitely. So in this case, that would be $105. That could be the starting price. And that could lead me to an interesting split test where maybe for the leg massager, we actually keep the same offer structure for both the initial offers, but we try different price points of that. And amigo, that leads me to our undercover 7th offer that I didn't think any of you would ever see. And that is doing a low upfront cost, but charging a higher price for shipping. So for instance, let's say I needed to get to $105 with that product. What I could do is do $105 plus free shipping, or I could do $89 and then $15 shipping. Or maybe I want to just try a different price that's a little bit lower in general. So $89 plus $10 shipping. Those are two completely different offers, and those are going to have completely different results when you do split test them. So this is why we always are testing to find that perfect offer in equilibrium of our price point. Now, if you want access to this amazing KPI calculator that I use to calculate my gross profit margin, my break even when running ads, and even hitting my target goals of 20% profit margin, then comment KPI down below and I'll send this to you for free. So now that we picked our initial two offers, let's go ahead and actually set that up in Shopify so you can see how simple it is to do in a few minutes. Now, we are on the Vintage USA pullover sweater. Now, I would say the first offer we want to do is that volume discount play. Now, I want to start the initial price for one at $39.99, and we'll do that for both of these units. Now, I'd say for the compare app price, we could do the 50% off missionary. I gave you way too much TMI at the beginning of this video offer. I would say though, I want to split test it a little bit with a slightly different offer, and I would say $69.99. is the perfect compare at price. All right, so let's set up this volume discount deal over in Kaching. Now I'm going to label this volume discount as the title, if I could spell because of my dyslexia. And then for block title, typically you're going to do something along the lines of blank offer ends at midnight. So this could be bundle deal ends at midnight. Exclamation point, again, if I could spell. And then scrolling on down, we need to first select the product. Now it's going to be for a select product, which is our pullover sweater. So we're going to select that right now. Hide theme variant picker, I typically do as well because yeah, we're going to have both the colors showing up. And then personally, I do like to show the compare at price. And then as we scroll on down, we can customize the style. So you can do single, duo, trio. I personally prefer the more stacked vertical look. For corner radius, I do sometimes like to have a little bit of a radius. I think it does look more appealing. And then depending on this, I do like to have the selected background be different than the other ones. So typically this is going to be based on the color of my store. So typically I'll do more of a tan color, but let's say the main color of my store is red, then I would just make a slightly whiter version of red just like that. So again, people can notice the differences. Now, after that, it's up to you how you want to customize things. I would say the next step is we can actually get to the offer part of this. Now for this, I'm typically going to do a discount of about 15 to 20% if they're going to buy a second one. Now I'd say because of the margins of this product, 20% off is really just taking $8 off. So I'm more than fine with doing that if they want to buy two. And then we're going to make sure the subtitle says you save 20%. You could also consider moving this text over as a label instead and then removing the subtitle so you can actually save some space that way. And instead of calling it two, you can just do buy two and save 20%, which in that case, I think we can actually get rid of the label on the bottom. I do like this because it's really bold and in your face. Now, everyone has their personal preference. Maybe you like this style, maybe you don't. I completely understand. And then the final offer is going to be, let's do 30%. And we're gonna do the exact same process of just labeling that buy three and save 30%. So I'm going to select this one by default, and I do like to add an image. So in Canva, I would just make up an image of the two sweaters together. So it could be that bundle deal going on. And we did see the exact same thing. And I think it's much more higher converting when people can visually see what they're getting, like in the example of that travel pillow from earlier in this video. Let's also slap on the most popular badge. And obviously you can customize this more if you would like. I personally am just going to keep it as is. That can definitely convert just the way it is. Now you can customize it more if you'd like, but for me personally, I think this is perfectly fine, and we're going to save it and move on to our next offer. So the next offer we wanted to do was that BOGO offer. So in order to do that, we're going to make a duplicate of our original product page. So just like this. And the only thing we're going to change is actually increasing the price for buying one. And you'll see in a second why we do that. So right now we're just going to select our variants. We're going to bulk edit. And then in the columns, we need to make sure that our compare at price also naturally raises. So what we're going to do is do $79.99. And then for the compare at, we can do something like $149.99. So I'm just going to drag this little box to all the other variants because it was only showing one originally, but now we are good to go there. Now the next step is we're going to hop onto BundleBear and we are going to create this BOGO offer, which is really simple. So let's just click new offer from here. We're going to select bundle. And then as we scroll on down, we are going to select the product, which is the vintage sweater copy. There she is, looking all nice and pretty. And then next we're going to grab another version of this. And then we're going to make the second one a free gift. And we're going to make the first one the original price. So just like that, we have the BOGO offer going on where they're getting a ton of value. Grab this deal. Now, instead of buy more and save, we would just want to do BOGO deal ends at midnight, or just some text that usually is going to indicate some urgency. Now in BundleBear, you can customize the design. So if you're not a big fan of the green and then want to customize it to the actual color of your theme, then you can do that as well. So right here, we have the main button color. So again, let's say red was the main one. I can do this little light red. And as you can see, it does change things around. So make sure if you do want to change the colors or the customizations and how it looks, then you can easily do that in the design option. Now, finally, we need to make sure that this product page is active and live because we need to do the final step of the process, which is really simple. And that is just hopping on over to ABConvert. And what we're going to do is a redirect split test, which I know might sound like gibberish. It might sound like hieroglyphics to you right now, but you are going to be a pro dropshipper who split tests your offer after this video. I guaranteed it. This is an idiot-proof tutorial out there. You just need half a brain. All right, final pause. I promise, pinky promise, because if you want to get a little bit of FaceTime with moi and you're more on a budget and you know a coaching program is a little bit out of that range, then I would highly recommend joining my Bold Ecom Discord, which for $99 a month will get you access to the top product research tools, Manea, PP Ads, AdSpy, that all cost over $750 a month, plus 2 weekly group calls, one with me where I will answer your e-commerce questions, review your ad accounts, your product selection, your website, so you can get faster results with your brand, and also also get access to a weekly call with my boy Antonio, where he will find winning products live with you and even give you winning products that you could test today to make sales, then I would highly recommend clicking that link down below, joining that program, and getting some amazing value today. So now I have the two versions of my product page open, where I have my volume discount here, and then the second one where I have my BOGO deal. Now it's not showing up, so make sure with your apps, with your theme, you go to the app embed section to make sure they're active, because once you then make them active, they will show up on your product page most of the time. Now with this specific theme that I'm using, actually it won't show up, and the main reason why is because I don't actually have a block that is specifically for the BundleBear app. So for instance, if I was using BundleBear on this product page right here, I would have to add an app, and that's where I'd add the BundleBear offer for it to show up. And now we get to the final step, which is using ABConvert, which is incredibly simple. So we're going to do a URL redirect test where we're going to grab the original product page. So just grab this big URL right here. Now you're going to have to trim it a little bit because it's going to say it's an invalid path. So what we're going to do from here is just go to the left and delete this beginning portion. Now, once you do that, you are good to go, and that will be all of the traffic that goes to this page will be redirected 50% to the original product page. And then we're going to grab the second version, which is this one right here, and we're going to grab everything after our domain. And as we copy that over, we're going to paste that. And now with this redirect set up, 100% of the traffic that goes to the original product page will be redirected by 50% to the original, and then 50% will go to the second version. So that way they're both getting traffic, and we can see definitively which one performs better. And just like that, we're going to click create test. And when you are launching your ads, make sure though that all of them go to the destination URL, which was your original product page, because the way we set it up was that 100% of traffic that goes to this product page will enter that redirect split test. But let's say, for instance, you do mess up and you actually use the other URL, which was not the trigger one, then the split test won't happen, because again, that's not the trigger URL that set up the split test to begin with. All right, so let's wrap this up by setting up the offer for our leg massager. Now for this one, it has a ton of different variants going on. I really don't know why. So we're just gonna first clean that up. And also color doesn't even make sense. So I would actually change this to amount ? So that they can get either 1 or 2. And then I'd say realistically, the one that we're gonna keep is type B upgrade 3. So we're gonna get rid of everything else right here, and we're gonna simplify it just like that, and we're going to click save product. So I just did one massager and 2 massagers, but the reality is we don't need both of these, because we already discussed earlier that we are just going to try to sell this as a bundle, because realistically most people are going to need 2. So in this case, we are going to delete this final variant. I'm going to click on save, and we don't even need this amount option anymore. So it's just going to be 2 massagers. Now we discussed earlier, we want to do 2 different offers. One where it's $105 plus free shipping, and then we want to do one that's a lower upfront offer but charging for shipping. So let's set that up first with the one that has free shipping. So we're just going to do a $105 price tag, and then of course we could change the compare at price to something like $200 or $300, something crazy. And then we need to make sure when we go to our settings here, we're going to go to shipping and delivery, go to your main shipping zone. So in most cases, I just have one shipping zone that has the big 5 countries for me. So as you can see, this one has all the main countries I advertise to, and then you want to set up a specific condition in a lot of cases. So this is the free shipping option, and I want this to be enabled only for people that have an order price of above $100. So now I know for a fact that anyone that has the first offer of $105 will have options to just do the free shipping. And then for the other offer, I like to label this priority insured shipping. And then I have insured shipping provides shipping insurance. So basically it's like an upsell that people are always going to be using, because yes, if I don't receive my $100 product, I do want to have insurance naturally. So they're very, very inclined to take this when you do a little bit of persuasion, a little bit of razzle dazzle. And then when we go to based on order price, we know we're going to start the price at 89. So I'm just going to do any price between 87 to 91 is going to qualify, and only will see this priority insured shipping option. And then of course, we're just going to do the same exact thing. We're going to make a duplicate of this product page, and the only thing we're going to change is the price point. So let's do the same process. We're going to make this one active. We are going to scroll on down to the price point. We're going to change you to $89, and then bada bing, bada boom. All we got to do from here is just grab the product page links, hop on back to ABConvert, and that is simply all we really need to do. Now, I would argue potentially it would make sense to even do a volume discount or a bundle deal. So yes, they can buy 2 as the base offer for $89, but potentially we could do a buy 4. So it's like getting a second set and then they save a certain percentage off. That could be also interesting as well. But I don't want to get too carried away in this video. That is something that we can definitely do in another one. So we're going to do the exact same process, do the URL redirect test. We are going to drop the original product page, go all the way back it on up, just like the girls do to the e-dog at the club. And then we are going to delete that prefix, grab that same URL, drop it into control group variant A, and then variant B, we are going to grab everything past our domain. La-di-da. I mean, this should feel like you've done this a million times. It's like riding a bike at this point. Click create test, bada bing, bada boom. You are doing more than 99% of dropshippers who only will test one price point, one offer, and then call it a day, even though they're leaving so much money on the table. Now, once you get into this great world of split testing offers, the final question you may have is, Ethan, how long do I let this split test last? And typically for me, my general rules is give it at least 7 days so that you have a full week to analyze how it performed. Don't kill things after a day like a noob dropshipper does. When I teach beginners this, they always get too impatient and they'll see, oh, after 2 days, one offer is absolutely killing the other one. Guys, it's 2 days worth of data. That is not enough. So give it 7 days, give it a proper amount of time to optimize, and then at least make sure there's 1,000 visitors on each product page. Otherwise, you're killing it before you had enough of a sample size to actually determine what offer was the best one for you.